Hey everyone, in this video we're gonna learn two major things. One is we're gonna learn about the technical introduction to trading bridge and how OpenAlgo is acting like a trading bridge. And OpenAlgo does more than a trading bridge. So those technical introduction, you're gonna look into that. The second thing is like inner architecture of OpenAlgo, and along with that how you can transmit orders using Python, and how to understand the OpenAlgo Python library. So that is what it is covered in this special video. So I would recommend you to go through this video very patiently. So let's kickstart. Need some sort of an intermediate bridge. So we call that as a trading bridge. The trading bridge does solve all those things. So trading bridge, it solves all those things. It manages authentication for you. It manages auth. It manages logs. It provides the simulator features. So you can go and test your strategy. So kind of a strategy simulator. Strategy simulator. In OpenAlgo, we call it as an API analyzer. And yeah, you can also have like some sort of a monitoring tools as well. Monitoring tools, like you can manage your order book, trade book, position book from there itself. And also you can have like some sort of an performance monitoring tools, whether how faster the orders are going, you'll be able to visualize all those things. So now this trading bridge will be acting in between your trading strategy and with the broker, right? So here we are having the broker. And here we are having your trading system. As I said, your trading system can be any platform. It can be in Python, it can be in TradingView, it can be in MetaTrader, it can be Amibroker, it can be even Excel sheet, Google spreadsheet, or even if it could be an Chrome extension also, right? So that it's basically an trading strategy. And this trading bridge should be broker agnostic. So let's say, what do I mean by broker agnostic is like broker agnostic. If tomorrow, if you are going to change your broker, then your trading strategy will remain the same. You can switch broker. So tomorrow, let's say right now you're in broker A. Right now you're in broker A. And you're planning to switch to, let's say, broker B is what you're planning to switch. You're planning to switch to broker B. Or maybe even broker C also. Or you're going to use broker A also, broker B also, you're going to use. In such kind of cases, the trading strategy remains the same. So you're going to have a same strategy. You're going to switch the broker. All you have to do is like you just change the API keys and API secret keys, and rest everything remains the same, right? Still your application is going to work. Everything is going to work. So that is what OpenAlgo is trying to solve over here. So OpenAlgo is trying to solve. So OpenAlgo basically it has a common symbol format, and OpenAlgo has a common API standard as well, common API. So which means basically when it comes to OpenAlgo, when you're going to interact with your trading strategy, when your trading strategy is always going to interact with OpenAlgo API, not with the broker API. On top of broker API, we're going to have something called OpenAlgo API, which is not going to add any extra delay to your strategy. But yes, so you're going to have an OpenAlgo API. This OpenAlgo API, let's say you connected with broker A, then it's going to connect with broker A's API. It's going to talk in their own language. As I said, every broker adopts different types of data format. So it knows that you connected with broker A, so it's going to talk to broker A's API. If you're going to connect to broker B's API, let's say you're going to move from Upstock to Zerodha, you logged out of Zerodha. Now you are entering your API key and API secret key of Upstocks are done. Then you are going to communicate not with broker A's API because you switch the broker. So automatically the system understands that it's going to talk with broker B's API. Right? So, and this is done in a very common way. So you're going to have a common symbol format. You're not going to use the broker symbols because different brokers again using different symbols. Different brokers are using different APIs. Different brokers are using different authentication mechanism. So it's a it's a headache tomorrow if you're going to change the broker, right? So, but not with OpenAlgo. So that is what some sort of trading bridges very much require. And tomorrow, what these brokers will be doing is like they'll be keep on upgrading their APIs. So they'll be bringing new features or security mechanisms. So in such kind of cases, these trading bridges are meant to upgrade as well parallelly. Yeah. So let's try to show you how to download OpenAlgo. Now only we're getting into the OpenAlgo itself. And OpenAlgo, what it also does is like it manages the database. It also manages the master contract data. It downloads and maintains in a database. Master contract. It manages inside the DB. It's managed inside the DB. Logs will be stored inside the DB. Your authentication token will be stored inside the DB. Logs will be stored in the DB. Right, so a lot of things will be stored inside the DB as well. I'll show you how the database looks like, what data is getting stored, and most of the sensitive data will be stored in an encrypted format. So we are using one of the industry standards encryption, and anything which is secret, even if a hacker is going to steal the entire database, they cannot recover it back because we are hashing it with one of the award-winning algorithm. We'll talk about that. What are the algorithms that we are using in the backend? And yeah, so let's go to openalgo.in. And here, if you go that, you can click on install now. And first of all, OpenAlgo is an algo trading platform. It's a cross algo trading platform. Means you can install algo platform. It's like your own Tradetron, something like that, right? So it's like your own private Tradetron. You can run in your desktop. You can run in your servers. You can run in Mac. You can run in Linux, or you can run even in Windows servers also, right? So complete instructions are available in the installation section. If you go to install now, you can see how you can install in Windows. This is Windows installation, Windows Server installation, Mac OS installation. If you're hosting in Amazon Elastic Beanstalk, and then you are going to host in Ubuntu servers, or you're going to have some Docker deployment, or you want to test. You don't want to put any of in the servers, but you just want to test OpenAlgo. So there are like mechanisms where you can test something like GitHub code spaces where you can easily deploy at free of cost. You can test it in the cloud before you can adopting OpenAlgo as a mainstream. You don't even need to touch. And majority of people question is like, there are two questions people are asking. How do I know that OpenAlgo is safe? Right, so OpenAlgo is completely open, and it is open source. Means entire code base, what are the code base that we are writing, everything in and out, entire code base is already available in the public domain. Anybody can go to the GitHub. So this GitHub link, anybody can go there, and then they can completely download the source code. All they have to do is like just download the source code. The entire source code is available there. And we have one of the active community. So how do I know whether the community is active or not? If you ask me, there are various ways you can understand whether the community is active or not. One is how many people have given the stars. So more the stars you're going to get, more people are interested in that, and more forking is done. That means 160 people had been forked. What does that mean? Is like 160 people had cloned OpenAlgo, and they are working on their own version of OpenAlgo. Right, so what you can do is like you can take the entire source code and you can build new features. You can modify some of the features. You can add more extra functionalities to OpenAlgo. So everything is permissible under AGPL 3.0 license. Even you can do business on top of that. You can run trainings on top of OpenAlgo. You can offer certifications on top of OpenAlgo. So everything is possible. So that's what the OpenAlgo is under AGPL 3.0 license. Now, what this license is like, you are free to modify, you can free to change the codes, uh, but you cannot claim that as your license. What are the new changes that you are doing? You have to contribute back to the community. Means you also have to keep open source again in the same license itself, so that the community benefits out of it, right? Will OpenAlgo will be made paid? That's another question people are having. The first question is like people always having is like, is OpenAlgo is secure? Anybody can audit. The entire source code is available. You can go back and check. Is there any trackers? Is there any secure? I mean, malwares are there or not? You can always go back and secure. And yeah, as I said, it's completely open source. So even if you find any malwares, you can even sue me as well, because I'm the chief maintainer of OpenAlgo. And if whether OpenAlgo will be made paid or not, that's a major question, because almost everybody is paying like 1,200 rupees. Like month on month, people are recharging, like they are recharging for like Netflix, Amazon. So we are living in this era of continuous era of paying on a monthly basis to Netflix and Amazon, or to Algo platforms and whatnot. So and may various um, trading tools, many SaaS based applications has been just like that. It's keep occurring, and we keep on paying to somebody else always. So that burden will be coming down. So in a month, approximately, you'll be saving 10,000 rupees per month, right? So that's the context. And not only that, you can develop your own application. Maybe if you are having some good AI tools, so you can use AI to build some cool features for you on top of OpenAlgo. That's completely, uh, you can do that, right? So let me show you how you can install OpenAlgo. It's pretty simple. So I'll go and pull up VS Code, close folder, save it. Whatever we have done, I'll save that. I'm gonna file. I'm gonna go to open folder. I'm gonna put it inside day 06 itself. So D drive. I'll go for QuantFlow. QuantFlow. I'm gonna create day 06. So what are the code that we're gonna do? Everything is gonna build under day 06 itself, right? And I'll select the folder here. First, I need to create what? First thing first, always a virtual environment. So Python, Python -m vnv, that will create a virtual environment. And on top of that, we have to use git clone, right click, and then you have to paste the GitHub URL where the OpenAlgo source code is. But first time, if you are using in Windows, your git clone command will not work. You have to install something called git sem. So everything is documented in the documentation part very clearly. So we had how much time we give to develop the code, the same amount of time we give to write the documentation as well, right? So if you go to the documentation, step-by-step procedure with videos are already available in the portal itself. So if you go to Windows installation, so it gives you complete step-by-step procedure with videos and everything. It also gives some prerequisite steps as well. So you have to install these things. You need to have Windows Visual Studio, you need to have Python 3.10 or higher version need to be installed, and Git. So you have to install this Git sem. You have to just go to this Git sem, install it. Once you're done with that, you have to restart the VS Code so that your VS Code should recognize Python. So if you go to your VS Code, if you type Python - version, it should be able to recognize, maybe I think a git - version also, it should be able to recognize the git version as well, right? So if both are there, then yes, you're good to go and run OpenAlgo. And yes, everything should happen inside the VS Code, right? So you just close and reopen. These two commands should be working. Then you can clone the application. Now, once you clone the application, right? So the main thing is like you have to configure an env file, .env file. As you know, what is a .env file is all about. So a .env file is all about a secret file. So here we have a .sample.env. I'm going to copy that. So CP means copy. .sample.env. I'm going to copy it to a .env file. Type enter. Oops, what do I make? It's .sample.env, right? Oh, oops, I have to get into CD space OpenAlgo. And then I'll copy the .sample.env to .env file. I have to get my API key and API secret. So this you have to follow as per the broker documentation. Again, for everything, it's a documentation here. You have to go to the OpenAlgo documentation, find your broker, go and find your broker, whichever the broker it is. So in my case, it's going to be Angel 1. And the procedure is there. You have to just simply follow the procedure, get the API key and API secret key. If it is something like, let's say, 5 paisa, the procedure might be little different because different brokers have different way of getting it. Some brokers ask you to enable TOTP, and then most of the brokers are asking you to enable TOTP. And once TOTP is enabled, you have to generate the API keys, and then some brokers provide more than API keys. So here, this is like 5 paisa. You're seeing that they are using user ID, app name, app source, user password, user key, encryption key. So a lot of keys are there. So procedure is little different. And finally, we arrive to this broker API key and broker API secret. The procedure is little different, and procedure is different for each and every broker. So mostly API keys and API secret keys, but some brokers have extra API keys. So we learn to fit in a different format. So you have to follow the format over here. So always, particular broker you want to connect, go and refer the documentation, and only from the documentation you just configure the API key and API secret. When it comes to Angel, it is straightforward, right? So you have to enable the TOTP. You have to go to this portal, enable the TOTP, get the QR code, scan it with an Google Authenticator, and then these days it's mandatory that you need to use TOTP if you are doing an automated trading, right? That's almost a given thing these days. Almost every broker demanding to use TOTP. Only some brokers are still sticking with OTP based mechanism. Majority of the brokers started using TOTP procedures itself. So means if you want to do automated trading, you need to enable TOTP here. And then I'm going to get this API key and API secret key is what I need to get. So the procedure is there. Let me show you. I'll go to Smart API. Smart API is where their developer portal is. Let me log in. And one thing you can notice is still they are maintaining under their old website, angelbroking.com. Angel 1 is their new portal. Angelbroking.com is their old portal. Still somehow, for some reason, they are still maintaining the old website itself. That's still fine. So just log in. And once you logged in, get the keys. So create an app. Here you can see like different types of API. So one is like trading API, publisher API, historical API, market feed API. Earlier they had a lot of different APIs. But trading API alone, if you subscribe, you will get access to all the APIs. Trading API, historical data API, market feed API. You will be getting access to all the APIs in Angel. So it's pretty simple and straightforward, right? And here I'll give an app name as like OpenAlgo. That's what the name I'm going to give. Redirect URL. When it comes to Angel, it is dummy. Otherwise, other broker, you have to set the redirect URL as per the documentation. So here I'll put a dummy URL. So you can put whatever you want. You can put google.com or openalgo.in. Doesn't matter, because they are not using redirect URL for the retail API. Maybe if you are using an partner API, then redirect URL is required, right? So only if you want to use an partner API, then you have to provide the redirect URL. For businesses, retail traders, they can give some dummy value. They are also providing postback as well, right? So almost Angel provides almost all the APIs they are providing. Very few APIs only they're not providing. Only the mutual fund APIs they're not providing. But otherwise, they are providing all the complex API Angel is providing. So maybe if you're a beginner, then you can consider using something like Angel. Angel is pretty user friendly. Upstocks is user friendly. Zerodha is user friendly. Dun is user friendly. And I mean, directly, if you're going to test APIs, I'm talking about, right? Without OpenAlgo, if you want to try it out, these any broker who are providing SDKs are easy to access. Angel client, it is optional, so you don't need to mention. Still, you can create an app. You don't need to have an space, I think. So I'll give an hyphen. Even you cannot have hyphen also. Okay, I'll just have only OpenAlgo. Create an app. So it will be generating the API key and API secret. Here it is, right? So this is the API key. I copy that. I'll go back to my broker API key. I'll paste it. And likewise, I'm also going to paste the API key as well, which eventually Angel is not using, but still for namesake, I'm just going to keep that. And redirect URL, you have to change the name. The name should be from the list. Only the valid brokers are supported. So I'm going to remove the entire broker tag, and I'm going to give Angel over here. Double click, automatically the other Angel should get selected. That means there should be no spelling mistake. And everything should be case sensitive. So everything, if it is Angel, means it should not be in caps, half lower case. That should not be there. Once this is done, the final thing is like installing the library. So pip install -r requirements.txt. Now earlier we had support only up to 3.12, but last Saturday onwards we started supporting 3.3 or 13 also. So means if you are having latest version of OpenAlgo also, I mean latest version of Python also, OpenAlgo will support. So if you're having 3.10, 3.11, 3.12, doesn't matter, it supports. Let me also enable the virtual environment. I forgot to enable the virtual environment. So scripts activate. I get into OpenAlgo folder, and then I'll install pip install -r requirement.txt. Without enabling the virtual environment, if you try to install, it will install globally. So don't do that. So always the best mechanism is always to create a virtual environment and then install OpenAlgo inside that, so that all your libraries will be maintained in one single place. All right, so that is one thing. So now OpenAlgo is good to install. So let's go and run OpenAlgo here. OpenAlgo is an Python-based application. Completely, it's built using Python. So we used a Flask-based framework to create a faster application. So when I try to install, what will happen is like when I run Python app.py, what it does is like it try to create a lot of database. So these are some of the database that we are maintaining. Traffic logs, latency, authentication. For authentication, to keep the auth token, we are maintaining a separate database. For user, we're keeping that. Master contract DB. If you remember last series in our Panda session, we downloaded data, right? So the entire data will be automatically downloaded the moment you're logging in. Entire master contract data will be downloaded, which I'm going to show you. So it's going to run on port. So port 5000 is where the application is going to run. So this is a web application. A web application means it will be having a front end where you can interact with that application. Backend will be running in your server. So this is the server. So even though I'm running locally, my server itself running in my VS Code itself, it's running under the port 5000. That's a server where the server is running, right? So we have this. Let me go and click on login. I'll enter my credentials over here. I mean, I'll set up my first time login, email, password, and confirm the password. I'll click on create account. So you have to remember the password, by the way. If in case you forget the password, you can scan this TOTP, or you can scan this one, so that you can reuse your own account, right? Now, what you can also do is something very interesting you can always do with that. Let's say first I log in, and then I'll show you. So I just logged in. Once I logged in with my normal OpenAlgo user ID and password, it's going to ask me to connect to the broker account. By default, it recognizes what broker I had connected. So by default, I connected to an Angel account. Or if in your case, you connected with some other broker, automatically it recognizes here. If you connected with ICICI Direct, automatically ICICI Direct will be appearing over here. Connect to the account, you will be asking for an login ID and password, or some broker even they will take it to their portal, and you have to enter your login ID, password, credentials in the broker portal itself, and then you'll be redirected back to your redirect URL. So here Angel is not using such kind of redirect URL mechanism, as I said, so we have to send it in a separate form. Let me log in with a TOTP. So once you logged in, now what happens is like automatically and master contract data download will be happening over here. Now you could see like last time it took like a lot of time, right? Let's see now how much time it's going to take. It says downloading master contract data, downloading JSON data. But last Saturday and Sunday I tried it. It took like approximately some 10 seconds to. You see that the data download happened. It comes up with a master contract. A small pop-up happens. That means the entire data has been downloaded to the database. Now let's go and inspect the database, right? So what we can do is like if you have something called SQLite Studio, SQLite Studio. So you have to download this. Using this, you can navigate any database. So we're gonna go into the database, which is inside the DB part. So you can see that there are 3 DBs are there: openalgo.db, logs.db, latency.db. I'm gonna open up this particular database. I want to show you what is there inside the database. The thing is, like with the OpenAlgo, is like you can inspect everything. How much seconds the order is taking time, how much what is the latency, everything you can measure. You have complete control. You have complete freedom over what message that you are sending, what you are receiving from the broker. Everything you can crystal clearly, you can see those information. Whereas with algo platforms, only what they are saying, you have to have a strong trust in them. So you can see that the OpenAlgo database is now 33 KB, 33 MB of file, mostly because of the master contract data. If I double click, it automatically opens up with my SQLite manager, SQLite Studio, it opens. So here I can go and see, maybe that's my older one, I think. Let me do one thing, I'll remove the other database. Let me remove this one as well. I'll remove, I'll close, I reopen this OpenAlgo database. So here, once you logged in, your auth keys will be stored over here, right? So this is where you can find the auth keys. If you go to the table section, you can see that this is your auth key in an encrypted format. It's hashed. So we've been using an award-winning hashing technique so that reverse engineering is not even possible. Even if I'm going to give this to somebody else, this database, nobody can reverse engineer unless they have some secret keys. So the secret key is there in the env file itself. This only if somebody is having this env file, they have a lot of secret keys, right? So the secret key, you have to set it randomly when you're starting it. It's highly recommended you change the secret key so that even if somebody is taking your database and they don't have access to your .env files, in that case, they cannot reverse engineer. They cannot steal any data from the authentication. Even if they're going to steal also, it is valid only for 24 hours only, right? So that's how the security mechanism is. And so even if I'm going to hand over my API keys and API secret key, they are not going to do anything because first they have to crack the TOTP. Even if they are able to crack the TOTP and even if they're going to take the authentication key, still it is valid only for 24 hours only. Again, they have to hack my TOTP or something like that. So even if your API secret key is exposed, still we can say like it's still 95% it's safe that nobody is going to get your authentication key. Even if they're going to get the authentication, this entire database table they're going to get, they cannot decode it. It might take millions of years for them to decode it. Then we have this SIM token. This is where the entire master contract data is maintained over here. So we have 2 different types of symbols, right? So you will be sending symbols only to OpenAlgo symbols, and we also maintain a broker symbol as well. So you always send order to OpenAlgo symbol. OpenAlgo, while sending order, it refers the database, it refers the broker symbol. It also fetches the corresponding token ID as well. So you can see that every symbol having its own token ID. So whenever we are placing order, right, we will not send only the symbol alone. We'll also send the token ID as well. So almost that's with every broker. Most of the brokers are demanding tokens. For example, something like Zomato. I go and search for Zomato. Zomato token is like 5097 or something like Reliance, it's 2885. Reliance, if you go to Reliance NSE token ID is 2885. When I'm placing an order, I have to send the broker symbol. See that this is a broker symbol. When I'm sending orders to the broker, so basically I have to set the token as well. So this token also I have to send along with that. Here we also managing OpenAlgo exchange and also broker exchange, because broker also having their own exchange format. Some brokers are saying like NSE CM, some brokers saying only NSE. Some brokers are using instead of NFO, some brokers are using like NFO underscore something. Some brokers instead of NFO they are using NSE itself. Some brokers are doing directly using NFO. So different brokers are adopting different exchanges. Different brokers are adopting different symbol format also. But when I want to send orders, I have to use only the OpenAlgo symbol, which you can get to know very easily. If you already started using OpenAlgo, you can always go and search. There is a search section is there. Here you can go and search the OpenAlgo symbol. Let's say I want to search for Zomato. Now, whatever is there in the database, so the database is an SQLite database. It's you can get the symbol. You can also get the broker symbol as well. I said order placement you have to place only from for Zomato you have to place the OpenAlgo symbol only, right? Or you can also query something like this. Let's say Nifty April FUT. You'll get all the April FUT format, Nifty, Bank Nifty, Nifty Next, everything is there. You can able to get those symbols as well. This is like for futures, or you want only let's say Nifty 23,200 call option you want to get, you can get only 23,200 call options across Nifty, right? So that you can get from here. Or you want Fin Nifty, so you want 23,200 call option or something like that. You can able to get only Fin Nifty over here, or something like Bank Nifty 50,000 P put option you want to get. So you can search those particular symbol and you can go back and get those symbol format. Now comes the most important part, placing the orders, right? So how to place orders using OpenAlgo. As I said, the documentation is the helping guide here. So if you go to documentation.openalgo.in, here you get, for Python, you get a lot of examples. So you click on Python directly, you know, right? You have to install pip install OpenAlgo. This is required if you're gonna place OpenAlgo. You're gonna place your strategy outside OpenAlgo. If you want to keep inside OpenAlgo, already this library, this OpenAlgo library comes pre-installed. Maybe if you go and see the requirement.txt file, if you go to the requirement.txt file, you can see OpenAlgo is one of the library which is already installed. So means inside this virtual environment already OpenAlgo is installed. So directly you can use it for sending orders. It's OP, right? OpenAlgo 1.0.8. That is the version of OpenAlgo Python library. OpenAlgo has its own version. So if you go to OpenAlgo, at the bottom you can see like this is OpenAlgo current version. So this version keep on getting changed every now and then. It keeps on upgrading. So very frequently we'll be keep on pushing new features, or we'll be rolling out new features. So you can simply, if you want to update your OpenAlgo, what you have to do is like you have to follow the upgrade procedure. Max to max, you have to do if it is a simple upgrade, you have to do simple git pull. That will be, if in case your OpenAlgo is not updated for a couple of weeks, a git pull command will upgrade to latest version. Still you're facing some issues, you have to follow the OpenAlgo upgrade procedure. So if you go to the documentation, you have to follow this procedure over here. So we have this under installation. Let's say I'll go to the installation guideline. We have this upgrade procedure. So here you have to just follow this procedure. You have to get into your OpenAlgo folder, git pull, and you have to install, maybe sometime we may add new libraries. So you have to install the new libraries and you have to run the migration script. So whatever this migration script which has been mentioned here, you just have to simply add it and your OpenAlgo will be upgraded without any disturbance. You can start continuing with the same application. And this application will automatically logs out exactly at midnight Indian timing 3:30. Wherever you hosted, whether you hosted in a US server or anything, exactly at 3:30 Indian timing, it will log out, so that next day when you try to log in, always you have to log in to get the authentication token, then only you'll be able to place order. So logging into the application is very, very much required. On a daily basis, you have to log in. Preferably, it is recommended to log in after 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock, right? So somewhere, anytime you can log in. Once you log in, it generates an auth token. Every time, even if you're logging out, again re-logging in, a new token will be generated. So every time you're logging in fresh, a new authentication token will be generated on a daily basis, right? So even if I log out now, even if I log out immediately, what will happen is like whatever the authentication which I stored over here, which I want to show you that. Let's say I'll log out. I logged out, right? I think my application has to be running. I just broken the application. My application has to be running. Let's say I logged out now. So if I logged out, automatically you can see that the auth token will be, let me refresh it. It's gone. So I'll just remove the authentication token from the database itself. So this this authentication will be stored in the database only if you are logged in. Only if you logged in, only there the authentication token will be there. If you log out, authentication token will not be saved at all. That way it is secure. Even let's say if somebody is trying to steal the database after you logged out, they're not going to get anything. So they're not even going to get the authentication token as well, because it will be deleted automatically. And so now comes the most interesting part. Let's go and place the orders. Let's log into the OTP. Let's get into the TOTP part. We connect. So that connects to my application. Okay. So let's go and place the orders. So in order to place the order, I'm going to create an IPython notebook, which you can keep it anywhere. You can keep it outside OpenAlgo folder also. So I'm going to create another folder. Let's say I'm going to say like OpenAlgo testing. That's what I'm going to create. It's a folder, and inside the folder, I'm going to create an my first trade dot py IPython notebook, IPYNB, for testing purpose, right? So we're going to test it out. So we're going to create an IPython notebook over here. Let's go to the code. So first thing is like initiating the library. So in order to initiate the library, it's very simple. Always, as I said, you can refer the documentation. But when you want to refer to the library, so first you have to do like from OpenAlgo. So OpenAlgo is the library name. You have to import the API class over here. So you have to import the API class, install it. Maybe first time it's not going to allow you to execute because kernel is not selected. And moreover, you have to install the IPython kernel as well. So which I haven't given in the requirement.txt file. So if I execute this, it will ask me to select the virtual environment. Highly recommended that you go with the virtual environment. And it's going to say like it's not going to execute. It's executing. Okay, maybe it is installing the Jupyter notebook also, which is well and good. But that means I'll run the Python again. So if you anytime you can break, and anytime you are running the application, that is not going to re-download the master contract. Master contract will happen only when you are doing the manual login procedure. So it's not a good idea. Once everything is set up, don't break it unless there is a need, right? So I am breaking it here because I just want to demonstrate. So I'm just breaking it here. Otherwise, live markets don't break the application. You just give Control C, it will break the application. And again, you can type python app.py, or you can just simply press the up arrow. You press the up arrow, you keep on pressing the up arrow, all your previous commands will be stored over there. So select your previous command, press enter. So that will be helpful for you to run the application here. So Python application is running. So now I'm gonna set my API key over here. I'm gonna say like I'm gonna give a variable name called client equal to. I'm gonna say like API off. So I have to set my API key. Only the API key I have to set over here, and also I have to set the host name. Host name is where the OpenAlgo is running. So I'm gonna set my API underscore key here. We don't need to memorize all those things. As I said, everything is available in the documentation. So let me go to the documentation. We're gonna just simply copy and paste. That's what we're gonna do. This is the entry point for getting access to OpenAlgo. Where exactly it is? Yeah, here. Let's go to the Python. So this is what we have to set. Just copy this, come back to your code, just paste it. You have to set your API key. Just forget this. This is not required. So you have to get the OpenAlgo API key. So this OpenAlgo API key is like you have to get it from your OpenAlgo itself. So go to OpenAlgo, go to the API key section. This API key is unique. The moment you log in for the first time, automatically API key will be generated. Even this API key also stored in an encrypted format. Front end, you can see it, but if somebody is getting access to your database, the keys will be hashed, encrypted completely. Just copy the key and go back and then paste it over here. And this is where your OpenAlgo is running. Maybe if it is running in your own domain, let's say uh, www.abhinay.com, if it is running in your own private domain, then you have to set up your own private domain over here, and you can able to transmit. So let's say I'll try to execute this. So now it establishes the connectivity with OpenAlgo, and now it's time to place an order. So in order to place an order, let's say I'll go to the documentation again. So here a lot of examples are there. So one of the examples, like basic example, is like placing an order. So I'm just going to copy that. Right now I'm going to place order for an MCX symbol, right? So I'm going to buy, maybe gold petal is what I'm going to buy. MCX market is open, so we can really test it out. I'm going to use MCX buy, and then I'm going to use symbol like gold petal. So if I don't know the symbol, what I have to do is like what? I have to go back to OpenAlgo, go and search the symbol. I don't know the OpenAlgo symbol, so I'll go and search for gold petal, select it. So there's like April contract which I'm having. So just copy that and come back to the application over here. So you send the strategy, you send the symbol, you send the action, exchange, price type, product, quantity. A lot of other parameters are there which are optional. Maybe for limit orders you may need that, but for market order, this is the most simple things. So you don't need to send the token, you don't need to remember tokens. You just simply execute, the order will be placed, and you get an order ID confirmation. So what is happening in the back end? That's what I'm going to demonstrate, even though you don't need to know that, but at least a little bit of technical over here, what is happening in the back end. So I'm just sending only what symbol, what action, what exchange, what price type. Now this format is basically sent to OpenAlgo using via OpenAlgo API. So what is happening in the backend is, let's go to draw.market calls Ryan. So this is what is happening over here. So basically you're sending, what you're sending over here. You're sending to OpenAlgo. These are the things you're sending. You're sending gold petal, so and so features, MCX. You're sending the quantity. You're sending quantity. This is a thing that you're saying. Maybe you're sending market order, MIS, market order, MIS. Now this comes to OpenAlgo. From the OpenAlgo, it takes the data from the AuthDB. So it takes it from the authentication database. It refers the master contract for the tokens. So it takes what? It takes the authentication. Auth is required to place the order. Sorry. We need what? We need auth. That is required to place an order. We also need a token as well. We need to know the broker symbol as well. So broker symbol, which is everything is there in the database. So broker symbol is there, broker exchange is there. Everything is available in the database. So all these things are available where? Everything is available in the DB. So from the DB, it injects, OpenAlgo inject these information, and when it is sending, it sends in the broker format. So it sends all these information in the broker API format, broker API format, right? It sends everything in the broker API format, and the order get executed. Broker will send and reverse confirmation as a response, and that response will be processed again by OpenAlgo, and OpenAlgo will send in a standard format. So every broker, you're gonna get the same updates only. So here, I'm going to send this. I'm going to get an order ID. Some order ID confirmation is what I'm going to get. This order ID is not an execution confirmation. This order ID is the confirmation that order has been received at the broker side. So we are processing it. Maybe it's a limit order. They will be sending it to the exchange. I mean, they're going to send it to an exchange. Maybe even if the market is closed also, some brokers will deliver this order ID saying that your order is received at the broker side, but your order might be rejected for various reasons. Maybe margin may not be there. Let's say something like, if I'm going to say like, even for Reliance, I'm going to send an order. Reliance, I'm going to say like a buy order. Its exchanges NSC. I'm going to transmit this order. I might still get an order ID confirmation, but the order ID will get rejected. So getting an order ID doesn't mean like your execution is guaranteed. It indicates that broker side it has been received. Maybe if you are sending a wrong symbol, or maybe wrong exchange that you are sending, right? So I'm just putting some dummy exchange and dummy symbol, which is not there in my list, not even in my database. So it says like, it says, throws an error. It says like invalid exchange. You should use one of these things. Maybe if you fix that, it still says like the symbol is invalid. Still, it's not going to punch orders. It says like order ID is none, means the order is not executed. You have to check your broker. So if everything is perfect, then you're going to get this, right? This is for live accounts, live orders, uh, which you can see it in your OpenAlgo itself. You can see that it's taking like 0.1 second approximately. Typically, it goes around like 180 to 100 milliseconds is what generally it takes. So how much second it's taking, you can clearly able to see over here. Typically, most of the orders will get filled within 0.1 to 0.2 seconds. The order will get filled for most of the brokers, right? Yeah, a lot of questions here. We'll take questions and then we'll move little forward because a lot more things to cover again, so which eventually we cannot skip it. So what is requirements underscore old.txt file? So what we had is like earlier we supported only up to 3.12, but when it comes to 3.13, we had to upgrade some of the libraries. So whatever is the old requirement file, we move to requirement underscore old.txt file. So if somebody is not able to install in 3.12 or lower version, if they are facing, they have to do a pip install requirements underscore old.txt, right? That's the context here. It's an older version. The latest version supports 3.13. I also tested with 3.12 and 3.11 also. It works good. Eventually, it should work with 3.10 also, 3.9 also. If somebody is facing an issue, instead of installing with requirement.txt file, they have to install with requirements underscore old.txt file. Right. So you can find the requirement.txt file inside here. Requirement.txt file. For server, you have to install requirement and -nginx.txt. This is the requirement underscore old is for any machine you're having, Windows or Mac. If you're using only if you're facing issues, you try to install with requirement.txt file, it's not installing. Maybe you can try with requirements underscore old.txt, right? So Neetu Sahu is asking, can we use our custom domain in redirect URL? Of course, you can use custom domain in redirect URL. But let me tell you, once I show you how the redirect URL works, you get a fair idea, right? Maybe what I'm going to do now is like, I'll show you some more examples. Let's say we want to send some split orders. Let's go and try with some split orders over here. Or what we can also do is like, let's say I want to test this order. Let's say I want to send orders to Zomato, but I don't want to send in my live account. I want to test my orders, right? So if I want to test my orders, you have to go to the document. You have to go to OpenAlgo. From here, you have to change the mode. By default, it's in live mode. You have to switch to analyzer mode over here. You switch to analyzer mode, automatically it changes to analyze mode. The background color changes. That means you are in an analyzer mode. So no matter what, it always shows that it's in analyzer mode, right? So right now, when I'm in an analyzer mode, if I try to send this particular order, right? So I will get an order ID, but along with that, it says like mode is analyze. I can also get the order book, trade book, everything. So you can see that the client is the main thing. So if I use client dot, automatically you'll get all the functions related to that. So you can get order book. So order book, you just simply call the order book. That should be getting the order book response. You can get funds also. So that's the most important thing, because some people, they want to work on top of the funds. So this is like funds. Sorry. Just you have to simply open up the parenthesis. This will be giving you the fund access. Okay, you can see that this is a funds, it is getting collected. Let's say you want to fetch only the available cash. This is in what format? This is basically in a JSON format or dictionary format. So here, I'm just going to assign this to funds equal to. So if I want to get the funds, what should I have to do is like funds of data. So I'm going to get the data over here. See that funds of data, if I try to collect, what I'll get is like, I'll be able to get this particular block. Inside the block, I want to get the available cash. So I'll open up another nested one. So if I'm going to access this, I should be able to get the funds directly, right? So now on top of this, you can write your own position sizing logic. So from the broker funds, you can directly able to fetch the funds. It's very, very simple, right? And it's not going to change even if tomorrow if you're going to change the broker. Nothing is going to change. So funds you can able to collect. You can fetch your order book, trade book, position book. Let's say we'll go and get the position book as well. So client dot position book. I'll open up the parenthesis. I should be able to see what is there inside my position. This is my current live position, which is there in the system. I can even get my holdings also. So client dot holdings. I should be able to get my holdings. You see that you set once your API key and automatically it will be setting your API key. Every time you are placing the order, right, the API key will be inserted invisibly. It will be inserted. So you don't see those complexities. You don't need to remember the token details. If you are going to use broker API directly, you have to remember the broker tokens. For example, I'll show you one of the example we had done, right? So let's go to the broker portal itself. Any broker portal, let's say Zerodha broker portal, Zerodha developer guide documentation. I'll go to guide documentation. So they have procedures with, let's say like placing orders, right? So under orders, we have like placing an order. I think there's a place order here. There's the endpoint. So you have to send so and so information. You have to set some authorization. You have to send your API key. You have to set your auth token, which is valid for 24 hours. You have to send that. You have to send the symbol. You have to send the exchange. Here they are not using the token part, but maybe something. Let's go with upstocks, right? Upstock documentation. They also have some example codes as well. Let's say something like order, place order. So here you can see that you have to send this instrument token. Whereas this will be automatically filled by OpenAlgo. You don't need to remember that. You have to remember only the OpenAlgo format. So that way you don't need to remember complex stuff. You don't need to manage database. Everything has been seamlessly happening in the backend. So you don't need to bother about hashing your passwords and all those complexities. Right? So what are the supported OpenAlgo exchanges, what format it is? Everything is available under the symbol format. You can find all the common symbol formats. So how the symbols will look like, how the future symbols will look like, how the option symbol format in OpenAlgo will look like, what is the format. So you can go and check it out. Even index symbols also, we are formatting it. So these are like some 7 index symbols, which is commonly used in Nifty, and 3 commonly used symbols in BSE. We are formatting it. Total 10 symbols is what we are taking a common formatting. Almost every brokers are you can use via OpenAlgo. All these symbols will be commonly formatted, right? Not every broker is providing all the index symbols. So only these symbols we have kept it as a common format. And even exchange codes also, it's common across the broker. These are the symbols which are valid. For NSE index, we keep something called NSE underscore index. For BSE, you won't have to use something called BSE underscore index. Let's place one last order. We're going to send some, let's say something like an multi-order is what we're going to process. Something like a split order. So we have split order feature here. We have a basket orders. When it comes to split order, I'm just going to copy this. I'll go back to my OpenAlgo. I'm going to send a split order over here, right? So let's go and send a split order. This is split order. Right now we are in what mode? Right now we are in analyzer mode, right? So let's say like I want to send Reliance. The quantity I want to send is like 105 quantity. My split size is 20. So 20 in the sense I want every order I'm going to send in packets of 20. Maximum 105 quantity is what I'm going to transmit. So if I execute it, totally it's going to execute as like 6 different orders. 5 orders in tranches of 20, and last remaining order 5 will be transmitted separately. So execute, you see that instantly all the 5 orders got executed. Like it took like what point, it's like instantly it's getting executed. Like maybe it should be taking like 100 milliseconds max. And this is in analyzer mode, not in live mode. That's why it's pretty faster. Maybe in live mode, it could be like 0.1 or 0.2 seconds. I'll also show you that as well. So how I can check, where I can check, that's the main question. If you are in analyzer mode, everything comes to the API analyzer logs, right? So you can able to see all those orders. Split order is received. You can see what is the request which is placed from the OpenAlgo. I mean, from your Python or from your Amibroker or from your TradingView, and what is the response. You can see all the 6 orders response. You will be able to see through that. Now this is with testing mode. In a live mode, let me do it in a live mode here. I'm going to switch back to live mode here. I'll toggle it back to live mode. I'll go back to the same one. I'm going to execute the same thing. Reliance sell is what I'm going to do it in MAS. Execute it. It taking 0.3 seconds to execute like what, 6 orders. Even let's say like I want to have like a 200, 205 and split size is like 20, which can be a freeze limit if you are going to use large quantity of options orders. That is totally possible. This is like lively. We're going to send it right now, which is going to place 11 orders. It's going to place. So you see that 11 orders, it's taking like 0.2 seconds, right? So it's not taking not much of a time. The execution is pretty much faster. And all those orders you should be able to track under the log section. So this log section is where you can able to search what kind of order it is. It's a split order, right? What is the request? What is the response? Everything that you'll be able to see through that. Each and every response, what is the order ID that I'm getting? That also you'll be able to see through that, right? So everything is getting showed over here, right? So that way you can execute large amount of quantity. Or let's say I want to execute the basket orders, maybe multi-leg options orders or something like that. You have to use this mechanism here. Basket order is what you have to go and use. Just copy it. So here you can have one leg, here you can have another leg. You can keep adding multiple legs as you want. So every block is for placing in simple orders. So just keep it. It could be from the same exchange or it could be from a different exchanges also. In one shot, you should be able to place it, right? You should be able to place those orders. If you want one more, you can just duplicate it. Let's say I'll just put a comma. I'll add another block. I'll say like maybe here I'll put like Zomato. Zomato, I want to buy. You can different symbols. You can set different quantity, different price types, and you can execute in a shot. So everything will get executed in the backend, which you can see all those things inside the basket order. What are the things that you received as part of it? Everything will be, what is the request and response? Everything will be clearly showed to you, right? So Reliance is there, Zomato is there, and Infi is also there. Status is success. So all the orders are executed properly. Yeah, so there is some more question. We have strategy.py files. What minimum necessary change is required to run code in OpenAlgo, and same can run without OpenAlgo. We'll talk about that. Nitin is asking, is API analyzer mode is for paper trading? It's not exactly paper trading, because SEBI is saying that it's not legal if you're gonna having a server. You should not run your own virtual trading platform or paper trading platform. So since OpenAlgo can be hosted in the internet, tomorrow we don't want any legal hassles. It is a strategy tester, right? So you can test at a API level. You can test. You cannot monitor the performance of your strategy. You cannot monitor it. You cannot make OpenAlgo like a virtual trading platform. You cannot make it. You can only test your strategy without placing any money. If everything is getting success, you're getting proper order IDs and everything, order IDs are getting generated properly. You can confidently, you can go and deploy in the live markets.